am going to open up this can. You ready? A lot of you might have empathy, okay? And a lot of times, like, we talk about this elephant in the room, or we joke about it, like, oh yeah, everyone is like that. Everyone knows what you're going through, and it's just you, or it's just them. And I want to talk about raising a strong-willed child. Okay? Like, let's just lay it out there. If you are a mother of a strong-willed child, let's just have a moment of silence. Because I literally could lose my mind some days, and I sit back and I evaluate, is it me? Like, I've cried over this. This is like a deep insecurity of mine, is like, am I a good mother? Am I doing this right? Because he sometimes is out of his mind, which means I'm out of my mind. And I want to show you, do you see how ridiculous I am? Like, these are books that I have read, researched, prayed over. Like, I have sought counsel. We have just tried so hard to figure out what makes Leland tick. Leland is my 3.5-year-old. He is my strong-willed child. And if you have a toddler, you might be thinking, oh, that's so ridiculous. It's just the parenting. Or you should try this because it really works. Or you should try this because it really works. Or if you did what I did, then you wouldn't have that problem. I've had people try to tell me how to parent before, and it has hurt my heart, because I feel like every child is different and every season of life that we go through is different. And so it has just been recently, where I have started to get some confidence in my parenting ability. Like, that's total honesty with you, is that I want nothing more than to be a fantastic mother. And that doesn't mean just being a friend to my children. It means being a disciplinarian the way that they need it, the way that it's most effective. And what I've learned over the past 3.5 years, guys, is the things that I've been trying, it hasn't been working, because sometimes we both just want to lose our mind. And it's because I feel like myself and my son, we are both extremely stubborn and driven and dedicated to our point of view. And again, if you are a mother of a strong-willed child, I just want to hug you and tell you, we can do this. I want to breathe life into you and to tell you that you are a good mother. And when your child has that tantrum in the middle of the grocery store, doesn't matter, you're a good mother. And if your child decides to throw blocks across the school cafeteria and you get a call from the principal, it doesn't matter. Because look, that does not mean you are a bad mother. I want to share something. Since we have been parents, okay, so Leland is 3.5 years old. Every single environment that we have had Leland in for a short period of time, let's say it's the church nursery, let's say it's the gym, childcare, let's say it's his school, he goes to preschool 3 days a week for half days, let's say it's Awanas on Wednesday nights, whatever it is, every single group setting we have ever put Leland in, he's been kicked out of. I know, and you're probably thinking, holy moly, that's terrible. That's what I thought. But I sit there and I speak with the teachers and I sit back and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's not clicking? Why is he not like every other child in here who could sit down and color? And then I just had to think, he is a fantastic little boy who loves people, loves me, loves his little brother, loves life, but he has a strong-willed streak. He has a very passionate focus. He gets fixated. And I just want to say something that has really turned the table for us. So instead of like freaking out and getting stressed out about the way that we're trying to guide Leland, because I don't want to smother the spirit of my child who is excited, who is driven, who is kind of against the grain, because I honestly think that the children like that are the smartest and the brightest because they can be confident, and truly those are the kind of people who are going to come up against authority in a good way and say, but what about this? Have you ever thought about this way? And they might be the ones to cure cancer. Like, they might be the ones on the front line making the biggest difference. They might be the world changers. So I just think I never want to smother my sweet Leland's spirit, but I've got to get it under control, because there are days where we're both in tears, right? Like, if you are a mom at home, you get it. Like, there are days where it's just exhausting. And I want to share with you a book that I started reading that has really, really helped. You saw right here my plethora, my library. Recently, my friend gave me this book, 1, 2, 3 Magic, and it has really been amazing for my strong-willed child, because I try to be really gentle, and I try to be really kind and calm with my words, even though obviously sternness is needed. Trust me, we have yelled, we have been timed out, we have locked in the room, we have spanked, we have taken away positive reinforcement with negative reinforcement, we have done anything and everything. So if any of you want to tell me how to parent, thank you. But trust me, we've tried it all, and we're not perfect. So maybe we tried something and we weren't really consistent. Or maybe we tried something and he wasn't receptive to it. So if you are in a season right now where you are trying to figure out what works for you in the relationship with your child, just keep going. Stay consistent with one thing. You have my full empathy, complete compassion, because I know that it's not just that you are a bad parent or that they are a bad kid. It's just a season that we're going through. So I join you in your tears if you've ever freaked out about it. But let me tell you that you just need to take a deep breath and react calmly, because you are in charge and you are fantastic. And God gave you that child to manage and to raise up and to guide, for them to be the person they were supposed to be. So I think if my child is strong, that must mean God thinks I am strong. And that must mean that God found such potential in me to raise such a warrior, that he's going to give me the wisdom and the strength and the due diligence to raise him as he is supposed to be. And that is it's really like humbling to think that God would give me such a life changer, that God would bless me with a child that is so stubborn that I know one day he can really help a lot of people, as long as I can be completely present and help and focus with him. So I lead an online business, and I talk to a lot of women about how to be their best, how to help their family financially, how to grow a thriving career online while also being fully present with your kids. This has helped tremendously. It's called 1, 2, 3 Magic, and the whole concept is for you to count. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and then you send in the timeout. There's a lot of neat tricks in here, because it's not just about counting to number 3. Hello, our grandparents did that ages ago. But there's more to that, because you learn about the manipulation style or the specific weakness that they're finding in you. So if your child is 1 minute crying and you don't react, and the next minute yelling and you don't react, the next minute saying please and begging and you don't react, what they're doing is they're trying a lot of different things to get your attention and to get a cause and effect. So Leland, for example, he might do something impulsively because he wants to see the immediate impact he has on the world. My son wants to make an impact on the world. Like, isn't that amazing? That Leland is so, in a way, as a 3-year-old, it's hard, but he's so impulsive and so dominant that he wants to make a ripple effect. Like, he wants to make an impact in the environment around him. And I know as an adult that's going to speak wonders. So I want to bottle that up, channel it so he can at least, survive his toddler years and go to school and learn and be diligent in that way. But we've been putting this into practice, and I just wanted to send a huge recommendation. If you haven't read this, you should. You can order online. They also have DVDs. I have proactively, we've been meeting with his teachers, and I recommended this book. So our babysitters, they follow this book. His teachers follow this book. Leland actually, he was observed by a person from the county to come in, and we gave them this book. We said, look, he's an amazing boy, and we're going to work this out. We all love Leland. We're all here for him. So wherever you are with your season of life, with your momness, I think you're amazing, and I think you're so strong. And the only reason I know how to say that is because I'm walking through it, and it's an inch of insecurity that I have in my heart, because I want to be exactly what he wants me to be. And it's amazing that I'm able to be at home with him and to be fully present with him, because up until a couple of years ago, I was working full-time out of the home, and I can't imagine raising Leland while trying to have a career outside of the home. That would be mind-boggling, and there's no way that I could have done it. So it's like I'm exactly where I need to be when I need to be here, because I am 100% focused on my son, and it's just amazing how we can push through and we can do this. So I'm flabbergasted a little bit because we just got in this big hoopla fight about nap time, but he's down for a nap. Mom won. Keep at it, ladies. You're strong. You can do this. You're a great mom, and just figure out what works best for you. And no matter what, I'm not going to have mommy wars with you. I'm not going to tell you that you're a bad parent. I'm not going to even give you advice on parenting, because you do you and you do y'all, and you figure out what works best for you, because I think everybody's different, and I know every child's personality is different. Okay? So strong-willed children, we get you, and we're going to win this game. Okay?